Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today's objectives are to review Unit 1 traits, vocabulary, grammar and structure, reading, and listening. Let's start with vocabulary. The first expression here is blueprint drawings. Blueprint drawings. Blueprint is a design, of course, that architects or engineers draw in order for a building to be built well, or in order for a machine to be built. Then we have the verb install. Install, which means to fix something or to use some objects to another bigger object. The following expression is instrumentation technician. Instrumentation technician. This is a person who works, of course, with the monitoring devices. The following word is a verb, and it is maintain. Maintain, which means to make sure that a machine or a device is correcting well and functionally, is working well and functionally. Then we have a noun, monitoring device. Monitoring device. It is a device that is used for monitoring, especially to monitor heat or pressure. This is a verb, assemble. Assemble, which means to put smaller parts together in order to build a bigger building, for example, or a bigger machine. Then we have the verb fabricate. Fabricate, which means to manufacture or to produce. After that, we have the verb fuse. Fuse, which means to weld. Weld. This is an adjective, intense. So when we describe something as intense, it is usually extremely high. For example, intense heat or intense pressure. These two buildings are placed in water in order to extract oil, and they are called oil rig. Oil rig. These structures are underwater, so they are called underwater structure. Underwater structure. If somebody works in workshop, that requires them to have PPE and some specific tools and some specific training, he needs to bring a work permit. Work permit. We have studied before some different trades. Let's go over them. This industry or this trade is pipe fitting. Pipe fitting. And the person who works in pipe fitting is a pipe fitter. Pipe fitter. This trade is electrical, and the person who works in electricity is called electrician. Electrician. This trade is instrumentation. Instrumentation. And this person is instrumentation officer. Instrumentation officer. This trade here is welding. Welding. And the person is named welder. Welder. Then we have safety. Safety. And the person who works in safety is safety officer, a safety officer. Some more traits to go over. This is a carpenter, carpenter. The verb here is install. We already spoke about this word. These people are roofers. They build up roofs above houses. So they are roofers, roofers, roofers. A person who designs houses is called an architect, architect, architect. This people or these people or this person here is repairing or is fixing these machines, cell phone and the watch. So he repairs, repairs. Those people are painters, painters. And this person is a mechanic who fixes cars, of course, mechanic. A forklift driver is somebody who drives forklifts and moves goods inside a store. Somebody who inspects buildings before they are given to people to live in is called a building inspector, building inspector. A person who builds walls and houses using bricks is called bricklayer, bricklayer. This is a carpenter that is mentioned before, carpenter. The person who works in the water pipes at houses is called plumber, plumber. And a person who controls and operates cranes is called crane operator, crane operator. Those two people are called signalman, signalman. This person here who works with windows and glasses, or glass, sorry, is called a glazier, a glazier. This situation is an emergency, emergency. If you give somebody an advice or a piece of advice or a recommendation, you tell them some good ideas to help them with a problem, then you recommend. Recommend. This is a verb and it needs an object after it. Recommend. Sometimes different injuries happen and we need to describe them. So we ask about the nature of the injury. Nature, which means the state of an injury. Today it is very hot. When we say today it is very hot, we describe weather. The weather is very hot. Weather. This is a noun, which means repetition. It is pronounced reoccurrence, reoccurrence, reoccurrence. This is a medical emergency, medical emergency. In order to avoid accidents or incidents at workplace, we must follow preventative actions. Preventative actions. Actions that prevent accidents from happening. When we give details about a situation or about an object, we describe. This is a verb. Describe. Describe. Every place had its rules and regulations. Regulations. Regulations mean rules. If somebody doesn't give due attention to a situation, like if somebody's driving and he's talking on the phone and holding some tea, this is recklessness. Recklessness, which is lack of attention or lack of consideration for a situation. At the end of the day, at work, people usually feel exhaustion. Exhaustion, which is extreme tiredness. In the workshops at NCTC, you'll find first aid kit. First aid kit, which is a kit available at every workshop. If somebody has an accident, then he needs us to treat him. So the process itself is treatment. Treatment, to give medicine and try to help somebody who is injured. Treatment. This is an event. An event is a situation when people gather to mark some important actions, like an opening of a new ceremony, or like an annual event. This is a fire extinguisher. Fire extinguisher. If an accident happens, then you would require, of course, people to make, or a safety officer to make an investigation. Investigation, which is report about reasons and people who committed mistakes so that this action happens. In the same accident, some people might be seeing the situation or might be attending at the situation, so they are called witnesses. One person is a witness. Witness. This is burn. Burn. If you go somewhere that you don't know about it, sometimes you ask for location. Location. So that you can reach this destination easily. This is a fire alarm. It is a device that is sounded when we have any smoke or fire. Fire alarm. So let's answer these vocabulary questions. Question 1, we need to install a new AC in the living room. It is very hot, so we use the word install. Number 2, who install, assemble, and fabricate piping system? Who does this? Of course, welders do this. Welders install, assemble, and fabricate piping system. Welders. Oh, sorry. If it is piping system, of course, they're not welders. They are pipe fitters. So this question is not welders. Sorry, the answer is pipe fitters. In this question here, the hour hand refers at 8, but the minute hand refers at 30 minutes. So we should say it is 8:30. The answer is number 1, 8:30. Then somebody can design and draw blueprints. If they are supposed to design blueprints, then they are engineers. Engineers can design and draw blueprints. Then somebody wire buildings, ships and airplanes. So it is electricians. Electricians wire buildings, ships and airplanes. In this clock here, the hour hand refers at 3 or before 4, and the minutes hand refers at 45. So it's 4:45. It's 4:45. Builders mix sand, stones, cement, and water to get concrete. They build or they mix sand, stones, cement to get concrete. What material is in the picture? In this picture, we have paint. Paint. We take wood out of trees and make chairs or doors. We take wood out of trees and make chairs or doors. Of course, we have trees, so the only thing that is taken out of trees is wood. The meeting is important for the following reasons. This part of an email, of course, gives reasons for your request, gives reasons, because in the question, the meeting is important for the following reasons. Which of the following parts finishes an email? To finish an email, you should say, looking forward to seeing you. Looking forward to seeing you. Now let's move to the second part, which is grammar. The new instrumentation officer, space, the monitoring devices every week. Every week. So it is a repeated action. If it is a repeated action, we should use the present simple. So we either use inspects or doesn't inspect. The new instrumentation officer inspects or doesn't inspect. So we use doesn't inspect. Number 8, the electrician, space, the machine at the moment. The electrician is or isn't fixing the machine at the moment. This is happening now in the present continuous tense. Then we have a question. Ahmed asks Sami, what are you doing? And Sami says, I am inspecting the building. This question is in the present continuous. And we should say, I am inspecting in the present continuous also. Question number 10. Ahmed asked a question. And the answer was no, they are not fusing the underwater structure. No, they are not fusing the underwater structure. The question should be, are the welders fusing the underwater structure? Are the welders fusing the underwater structure? Listen. The pipe fitters, space, the old pipes on the second floor. If we say listen or look, these words are key words for the present simple. So we should say the pipe fitters are removing the old pipes. Question 14. Safety gloves can prevent, space, your fingers. If we find a verb like prevent, hate, love, enjoy, we use a gerund, meaning a verb plus an ing. Safety gloves can prevent cutting your fingers. Safety gloves again can prevent, of course, cutting your fingers. Question 16. The safety officers always, space, incident report. So the safety officers always write incident reports. Always write. Which of the following sentence is correct? The mechanic checking the crane. No, this is a mistake. The mechanic check. No. The mechanic check the crane tomorrow. No. The mechanic is checking the crane tomorrow. This is a correct sentence because it has a present continuous to express the future with tomorrow. Another question. We sometimes, space, job skills at the workshop. We sometimes learn. Sometimes is an expression for the present simple tense. So we use learn. We sometimes learn job skills at the workshop. What, space, next weekend? What are you doing? Because this is a question. What are you doing in the present continuous for future? Ali, space, the supervisor at his office tomorrow. Ali is meeting the supervisor at his office tomorrow because this is present continuous for future. Is meeting. Ali is meeting. The plumbers, space, new pipes next Monday. The plumbers, of course, are installing new pipes next Monday. Ali and I are fixing the forklift in the evening. Ali and I, this is a plural pronoun. So we should say we are fixing or Ali and I are fixing for present continuous. How do you answer the following question in an interview? How many years of experience do you have? You should say, I have 3 years of experience. The question is how many years? So the answer should be, I have 3 years of experience. How do you answer the following question in an interview? Why do you want to work for our company? If somebody asks you this question, you should give a positive answer. You should say, your company is good. Your company is good. Part 3, reading. Question 21, electricity goes through what? A person says, my job is important. I work with wires. They conduct electricity to all lamps in the house. So here we have they as the previous word or the previous noun indicate, it is wires. So electricity goes through wires. The answer is wires. Another question, what is the job of the speaker? Somebody says, I install things that supply water, oxygen, and different gases in homes, hospitals, etc. The pipes I install are sometimes very small and very big, at other times. I can read blueprints and work with engineers. So this person who works with pipes, if he works with pipes, of course he's a pipe fitter. The answer is a pipe fitter. Question 23, every worker should have his space before he starts work. So everyone on a work site should be careful when they see me coming. I make sure everything is in its proper place. Everyone must be wearing their personal protective equipment, PPE. When I see a worker, I ask for his work permit first. So every worker should have his work permit. Everybody or every worker should have his work permit. Then question 25, how many years did this man work as a safety officer? Here, this person worked at two places. The first place as a safety officer was from 2014 until 2016. Then the latest place is from 2016 until 2018. So the total number of years of experience is 4 years. So our question should be, or the answer should be 4 years of experience. What is this part of a CV? In this part here, we have diplomas in computer applications, operating systems, Microsoft Office, AutoCAD, Outlook Express. So all of these are computer skills. Computer skills. What is this part of a CV? Diploma in Fire and Safety Engineering, Certificate of CPR Saudi Heart Association. So these diplomas and certificates are, of course, academic and professional qualifications. They are academic and professional qualifications. This is the end of our presentation for today. See you tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.